So, yeah, let's go. All right. We're live. So right here, Taza
2, 1.
Yeah, you just pushed it. We're here with Ethan Crelinsten, Oliver Taza, Val. What's up, guys? How you guys doing? One by one, right?
Yeah. Go, Ethan.
I'm good.
Ethan's the guest. Guest goes first.
Ethan's the guest. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too, guys.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, we're just saying yeah, exactly, man. Been missing you. So, just for the listener, you're in New York, right, or New Jersey?
Yeah. New Jersey.
You're staying at Big Gord's house.
Oh yeah, the Jiu-Jitsu mansion.
Yeah. So, how's it going? Like, I'm sure a lot of people right now, like we kind of want to like kind of have a feedback on how did you end up here, because you were in Canada when we got back from Dallas. So
okay.
What happened?
From when the three of us parted ways, right? We were all in the same hotel we were in Dallas, right?
Yeah.
So the coronavirus fucking strikes North America, and we're all there in Dallas in the hotel. It was me, you, Taza, Mo, and Mike Perez, and Lena, Mo's girlfriend. And we were like, all right, this shit's hitting the fan. What the fuck is happening? What do we do? We all had flights booked at different times, and we're all pretty much going back to Montreal. So we all make it back to Montreal, and then we're like we're training, right? The gym was still open, or
no, yeah, we came back, and the gym was actually like closed, but it
was already closed.
Yeah, we came back. So we trained on the Saturday at Joe Rocha gym with Mo.
Yes.
And then the Sunday after we left, and we got back to Montreal. Everything was closed.
Shit's already closed.
Yeah.
So I was like going crazy immediately. I'm like, I am losing my mind not training. Like one day I'll fucking lose my mind without training. So, and I hear people are saying like, oh, the borders are going to close for non-essential travel. And I'm like, fuck. So I got to book a flight immediately. I get over the border. I'm like, whatever, I'll either stay at Nikki's or go move straight into Gord's, and just, hope things open up to start making money again. And yeah, I mean, like, at the very least, I'm training, and until like I can figure out what to do to sort of keep the revenue coming in terms of seminars and competing for normal amounts of money, then things will pick up again. But until then, I'm happy I'm able to train at least consistently.
You're getting better.
Yeah. At least we're training. It's actually pretty intense because like
you're basically training with Gordon, right?
We're training. Well, we're training. So the group is now. There's like a group of about 10 of us. The classes are run by John, and it's in like a secret location that we're not supposed to specify.
I was about to say, are you supposed to say anything you're going to say right now? Because we're going to air it.
Secret location, roughly 10 people, give and take.
They're training in the sewers in New York, like the Ninja Turtles.
Yes. This water
with the big
from the
fucking
ceiling.
Rats.
Exactly. Ethan describes them
fight the rats. Yeah, I'm the king of the rats down there.
Nice.
And yeah, that's it. We're just training like crazy. And it's actually, I was gonna say, it's if anything, these training sessions are like harder than ever before, because it's like only the guys who are stupid enough to train during this pandemic, which are the guys that care enough to train.
Hardcore people.
Yeah, the hardcore.
I guess there's like no rest round, basically.
There's not a single rest round. I'm the rest round.
That's
unfortunately. Yeah. So yeah, we're improving, working hard. And yeah, I was able to compete once. That was great. So John active and shit,
He likes to organize his sessions depending on, upcoming competitions and whatnot. I'm sure right now, I mean, from what I heard from you off air and from one of the teammates that's training with you guys, you're preparing, I think, more for like ADCC style. You guys are planning long term. Yeah. You're shooting for a year and a half from now, obviously, when this thing will slow down and you're working more on, maybe you can tell us.
Yeah, so definitely the focus, like the general focus, whenever there isn't like something right around the corner, will be like scrimmage wrestling, ADCC rule set, hustle till you score, pin the guy down, score your 2, or take the back as he because he tries not to get swept. Wrestling, snatch singles, doubles, like working wrestling without getting submitted, without getting like caught in submissions and that sort of thing. Yeah. And then when, let's say like there's an EBI style event, like SUG was sort of right around the corner, then he sort of branches off near the end of the training for like EBI overtime rounds. Like we'll start on the back, we'll start armbar. Pretty much it. Yeah.
It's funny because like I've been training for the past now the third week, right? So I moved with Luca about 2 to 3 weeks ago, and dude, I'm literally working on ADCC stuff, whatever we worked on in the camp for ADCC 2019, all the hustle till you score, all the positional rounds, the Granby rolling sequences, all that. Like I'm just showing them to Luke, and we're drilling them day in, day out. And same thing with the overtime. I feel like it's always, imagine like there are no comps, I'm always going to be training in that style. Like that's those are the skills that I'm going to be.
We know what to prepare for. When things pick up, we're going to be ready. And,
I'm kind of relieved to hear that, because I kind of like, when I started training myself, I was like, what am I going to work on? This and that. And then
that's it. You're doing the right thing, man. Yeah.
Prepare.
And it's one of the great thing too with John, because he had us run through like so many drills that are like preparing for ADCC basically. So like even if we're not like with you guys at the same time, but we're getting some training in, we can like just get into those situations. And like obviously we don't have the same partner as you, but at least like we can still like figure out something and get better,
Yeah, for sure. You're definitely doing more than the majority of the athletes out there. From
99%, yeah.
I think everyone's just getting fat and not doing anything.
What about you, Val? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I picked up biking again, so I'm enjoying bicycling a lot. And whenever I can, I train with my wife as well to get submitted.
We're gonna have the sick, thick quads when he gets back to training.
Yeah, exactly. The only developed muscles
my legs are still
in my body.
Noodles, unfortunately.
Val, have you guys been going to the gym still, or?
We go as usual. We have to ship out scramble orders, so we go 3 times a week.
Okay, yeah, nice. Still good.
I mean, I've been seeing like a lot of posts on Instagram about gyms posting the safety measures they're going to be adopting, like choosing one training partner. I don't know them. I kind of just seen people post that and talk about it also, that gyms will be opening up soon. What do you think about that, Val?
I checked those out. It's pretty interesting, and I started to ask our students as well if they will be willing to go through the phase 1 that goes around is basically solo drilling in half empty room, which doesn't sound that exciting, but I guess if you have zero training, like we're lucky, everybody here on the screen has a training partner, at least one, yeah. So
yeah, exactly.
So we are lucky in this perspective, but imagine people being completely isolated for over a month now already, and who knows when we're gonna be able to open. So people are kind of excited to at least be in the room with other people and doing something similar to Jiu-Jitsu, on the mats.
It's fucking like it's just solo drill sounds like so rough.
Sounds sad.
Yeah, exactly.
Go crazy. I mean, whatever. It's better than nothing.
I mean, I don't know. I feel like the people that live alone are kind of, I don't know, that they're just, what are you going to do? Is there like a solution to training somebody else? Because it's not the same household. And then when it's not the same household, that's when it's kind of a little messed up, right?
Right, Ethan? Oh, sorry about that.
We see that in the States that the approach is like very proactive, coming from the top. That like basically you can open and run as usual.
As soon as you take one side, you're like an extreme of that side. It seems like everyone's sort of like
That's
either
so true, man.
It's so true. Like either you think it's a government conspiracy and everyone's sheep, and if you wear a mask, you're a pussy, or you think that if you walk around in public, you're murdering my family. It's one or the other.
Exactly. There is no middle ground. That's what I see too.
There's no middle ground.
Especially on the internet. it's always like that,
Especially-
you know.
Yes.
It's like if you try to prove your point on the internet, you're fucked no matter
You're-
what.
no,
It's
no matter what. Man, you're either
Man,
either
should have
like
seen the park on Saturday, man. Holy
Ooh,
Dizzy?
man,
bro.
dude. Go ahead, Tazo.
Luca and I took the mats to the park on Saturday. Man, we had to like walk around the park to find a place to put the mats, and we don't have that much mats,
Where'd you guys go? Which part?
bro. On Laurier Park, Rue
Oh,
Wilfrid,
Parc Laurier.
something like that, bro.
Ah,
I was there I was there on Saturday too. It
Are you
was
kidding
so
me?
packed. Yeah,
Dude, I'm
really.
literally one street away from that.
Oh no way!
Yeah,
Wow.
just
man,
message me.
people are going
Such a
out.
nice
People
area.
are sick of this.
Sick,
It's
yeah.
gonna-
But the danger is like since like, in real life too, nobody takes this middle ground and kind of trying to navigate
Yeah,
this
they're like, I'm
properly.
gonna protest this and go.
Yeah, I'm
off
gonna
in
go and
someone's
hug
face.
everybody and like spit in everybody's face at the same time. But honestly, what happens is like the numbers in Montreal and in Quebec specifically are the worst, like
I think-
across Canada. So
Is
there
it
are
because we
provinces.
test more?
There are provinces that have 0 new cases and 0 death recorded now. So
Also,
they,
0 tests.
But here's
no,
the thing,
they're
man, like,
testing. So
at this point, yeah, go.
Go ahead, Val.
they can like
I'm kidding.
legitimately start opening up. But what is going to happen for us, I guess, if the numbers are not slowing down, not going down, the measures going to toughen up. So we're going to all suffer something as a result, I think.
It's gonna be even worse, basically.
Yeah.
How
like
can they get like what they're gonna close down? They already closed everything. Like they're gonna enforce the quarantine somehow. Like that's insane, isn't it? I don't know. Is it insane or am I just murdering people that are?
You know, I just
I
want
don't
to
know
hear what John thinks about it. I kind of know what John thinks about it. I
you know. what
only
John thinks
imagine
about
him saying what he's actually saying, man.
it.
It's
My God.
probably hilarious.
Yeah, for sure.
We can't
So-
say it there.
So I think.
Oh
I think
no!
that, no,
Make
you
the
can't
entire
say that
world
here.
despise it.
It's something you cannot say on air. That's for sure. I know
Yeah.
it. You don't need to tell me.
Yeah, I think one of the big thing right now is just like the thing is like this summer is coming, and you know how Montreal is that, and people don't want to stay like inside, so they go
People
out.
are gonna go out, man.
They kind of like social distance a bit. You're seeing the groups are a bit larger, but it's it's going to be hard for the government and the police to enforce like that.
Especially
that
more people have more free time now. Like everyone's just working from home.
Yeah.
Everyone's
or don't work at all.
or don't work at all, and everyone's on welfare now. It's like it's a mess.
Yeah, it is. It is getting pretty complicated because of that.
It's crazy.
If we yeah, go ahead. That's
It's so confusing because, like, you know, the park here we're at, right? Saturday. There's a supermarket 2 blocks away, so we go to do groceries, and now we gotta stand in line, wash our hands, put masks and whatnot. So it's just confusing.
Yeah, I come out
Yeah,
to do
it's the same
groceries
in Jersey.
once in 2 weeks, and every time I come with the same story, the pathway in is changing. There are new rules and regulations. There are new things to do. It's every time is a new like procedure I have to adopt.
Damn.
Yeah, here they're like like they won't let you into a store unless you have like a mask or a face cover.
Yeah.
There's like those lines where you stand like 6 feet apart in line.
Yeah.
There's some grocery stores where this too, like they'll only let a certain number of people in, so you have to wait outside, and like the line to get in the store will circle out all the way around the building because you have to stand
Holy shit.
6 feet from every person, right? So you have to wait like on the other street, like 2 blocks down. It's insane, man.
That's
you can't go
crazy.
grocery shopping sometimes. Yeah, it's
you gotta go like once every 2 weeks or something like that.
That's what I'm
yeah,
trying
you
to
have
do.
to buy a lot of food, and then they
Yeah.
put limits on the food, so it's like, I don't know.
Yeah, the wait is long
It's a mess.
everywhere. Like all the pharmacies, all the grocery stores, you see it's a line. It's a line.
Yeah. I've been getting lucky so far. Like everywhere I go, I don't know if the area is just a bit more like toned down, but like I've been getting lucky. Never waited more than like 5 minutes outside. So That's good, but I've seen some crowded areas. Sometimes when I bike, I see like in the Myland or like on the plateau, man. Oh my god, like some places are so crowded, it's crazy. It's a bit like you're saying, Ethan. It's just like that line that goes all the way.
Yeah. Like you see that, you're like, I have no time for this. There's no way.
You're like, no.
It's like a 5-hour process to go grocery shopping right now. It's insane.
Oh my god! It seems like it's obviously worse in the U.S. because of all the cases and all that shit and the measure right now. So, and they're like some states don't agree and some states agree. So it's like kind of messy a bit. But if we if I may change the subject a bit and go back to like jiu-jitsu, because we're here for that, right? But actually, I have a question because Ethan, you've been on submission grappling, submission on the ground, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you were competing last week, basically, not this weekend, the other one.
Yes.
And was it this weekend?
It was I don't know what day it is
anymore. What day it is? Tuesday. So it was the other week.
It was April 26th.
We're all like,
I have no idea what day. I only know if it's day or night. Like I don't even know anymore. I'm sure you're all in the same boat.
So can you walk us through a bit? Like how did that go? Because obviously you won your match and it was good. Like the only thing I would say is like 5 minutes sucks. It's
so
not
short,
like,
man.
For regulation time, it's not enough. But go ahead and just explain to us like how did it go? How did you get there and everything?
So I was like getting in touch with the matchmaker who was putting together the matches through Craig. Like Craig and I are training together, and he said you should hit this person up and try to get a match. So I pretty much took like the first match they offered me, just because there's nothing else going on, and it'd be good to just sort of stay active. So yeah, I got the flight. The experience traveling there had to have been the easiest traveling experience of my life by far. It was so comfortable, so smooth. Like if flights were always like that, I would travel so much more. I swear to God. So there was no line. First, like even just getting into the airport in the car, you dropped us off right in front of the door. There's no like honking taxis, this and that. It was empty.
Oh,
you walk in, you go straight to security, straight through. Again, no lines. Boom. You have to like wear a little mask through security. Okay, no problem. Done. We're at the gate. Before you know it, early. They're boarding the flight early. We get on the plane. I have 3 seats to myself. I sleep the entire way there. It was amazing. The only bad thing I will say is that all the restaurants in the airports most of them at least are closed. So you better pack a lunch if you travel, or you'll starve to death.
Pack some Skittles.
You pack some Skittles, boy. What else? Then we get there. Yeah, Oregon, Portland. It was also like pretty much the same, shut down. We get to like some hotel. We're like the only people in the hotel. It was super sketchy, but
there was basically like 9% of the population missing right now.
Exactly. It's like an apocalypse happened, and this is the aftermath. It's just like everyone's gone, and the people are like rebuilding. That's what it sort of feels like.
That's so cool.
Yeah, so we get to the hotel, whatever. We get some groceries. We chill. The next day is tournament. It's the event. They pick us up in a car at the hotel. We drive to some like unbeknownst location. They may as well blindfolded us so we didn't see like where we're going. It was like some place in the middle of nowhere. Like I don't even know, like some grain silo. I have no idea where. Somewhere in Portland. And it was like a farm, man. It was crazy. So we get there. Yeah, it was actually really cool. It was beautiful scenery. I took a video and they told me to delete it immediately.
I can picture you so bad, like just around with your phone, like
you see your phone.
Damn, not even for yourself. You can't even film for yourself. Like just
no, I probably could, but they're like super careful about it. They don't want to get anyone. You could snitch now for money or something. I was actually trying to snitch on them, but they caught me. Unfortunately, I was trying to make some extra money.
There you go. Right after
the match. Yeah. So I compete. Craig competed, and that was insane. if you want to talk about that for a
Oh
second.
yeah, we need to
That
talk
was-
about that. But first, like, let's talk about your match. And one of the things, because I watched it live, and one of the things that amazed me is how fast it was, match after match, and just no fucking around.
Yeah,
And,
because there was nothing. It's not like, in some tournaments, they're like, they try to find a competitor and he's warming up in some other room, and then like he doesn't know where to go. There was none of that. It was, everyone was right there, literally waiting in line to go, in like different specific rooms. There wasn't that many people. It was just like, think about it like a tournament in a gym where you have like 12 competitors. How fast is that going to run? And each match is 5 minutes. Like it's so smooth. It was super, super well done, and like super well organized. UFC Fight Pass.
Were they like scrubbing the mats and everything in between the?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. So they would Lysol everything. We were all forced to wear long sleeve rash guards and spats because it is cleaner according to them. Whatever. All right.
So funny.
And they would like Lysol the mats immediately in between every match. You have to wear shoes and socks everywhere. It was just like, they for sure had some guidelines they had to adhere
How was
to.
the vibe, considering that there was no crowd? Like coming
There
out?
was no, it was kind of like, it was maybe a little weird at first, but I think like once you sort of start rolling, you don't really think about it. It's just like, I don't know. I thought it would be weirder than it was. It wasn't as like different as I thought it would be.
Good.
For
good
sure.
to hear.
Yeah, it was just quiet. It wasn't like strange or anything. Like,
That's
the
good.
camera's on you and there's still like, people are watching. There's still like that similar pressure, and the match matters and everything. But
Listen, when you think about it, for us anyways, when we compete, like most of the time you're thinking about, the match when you're about to compete, right?
yeah,
Especially when it starts. So
yeah, for sure. You're not really thinking about like the crowd, and if anything, it's kind of like I would say I would have rathered have the crowd there. It kind of like,
Of course.
hypes you up a bit more. It's cooler, it's like,
for sure.
Yeah,
you can see
like
the people watching, and
I
you
was
hear
watching.
the reaction. You do something, they're like, "Oh shit," or whatever.
Yeah.
Oh,
I was
shit.
seeing oh shit.
Oh shit!
I was seeing a picture of Craig recently taken at ADCC, and you see the big crowd behind, and you're like,
that's insane.
yeah, you want that. At the end of the day,
you want that, yeah.
like, you want to be like, that kind of gladiator where you go, you kill the guy, and you're like, you're getting cheered on, But the guy's still
just
alive.
some guy
obviously.
in a shitty t-shirt, like filming a camera with like this big thing. He's like, "Hey, good job." All right.
What did you take away from your match? I know you, so I know you were probably frustrated that you did not finish in regulation.
Yeah.
But honestly, like now, like a week later, what did you take away? What did you think of it?
So yeah, I mean, I'm for sure happy I won. The guy's a tough competitor, nice guy. Can't take anything away from him. I think definitely the main thing that I should do differently if I'm going to have a 5-minute match is to sort of maybe like I felt like I was going into the match as if it were a 10-minute match. I was going at that pace until like 3 minutes in, where I'm like, I'm running out of time. Like I have to break through, and if my game is going to be pass the guard, take the back, and strangle, that takes a lot of time. So I better either branch off my game into looking for submissions that don't require as much positional, steps, right? Like Taz is very good at, for example, diving on leg locks and rolling through and following up for the heel. That's going to take a lot less time if you're really good at it. That's going to be sort of there's less things in the way. Like if my game plan is to, like I said, like pass the guard, take the back, strangle the guy, that's like, you have to be really bad for that to not take a lot of time. Like, just for being honest, like that, if I do that to someone in under 5 minutes, that's really impressive. Like that's pretty good. So maybe branching off in the sense of like, it's sub only, I could dive for submissions differently, not recklessly, but with less sort of worry about
control.
Yeah.
So from top, I think I mean, I watched the match and I found two similarities because Pio, you competed against him too. Andrew Alexander, by the way, really, really good at. I mean,
Tough
he was
guy,
pretty
man.
offensive against both you guys at entering legs and making you guys kind of have to peel and defend and counter.
Yeah.
So I think in that sense is maybe to initiate that leg entanglement from top, by getting some kind of angle or leg pummeling. And then from there, maybe closing the distance, the half guard. And then when he pushes you back, going back into the legs.
Yeah.
But I feel if you kind of let him start the leg entanglement, now you're defending, you're losing more time. And now you're kind of one step behind. So even though
as you start to counter, he can step and peel out of there. And then you just lost the entire exchange.
So sometimes initiating it doesn't necessarily mean that you're just trying to keep it there. Maybe you're trying to get the better leg lock position that will give you then the pass, the back, the whatnot. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Basically
that's
attacking the entire body, like not just.
And then you're doing good, like loose passing, staying heavy. Letting him get the inside, trying to pummel your legs from there. It was good.
Yeah.
And then this,
like I passed at the end, but
this kind of style that you're doing is really good for, like you said, a 10-minute match where you're framing, you're pushing, and the guy starts to break and slow down.
He started to break like 4 minutes in. I felt he was like sort of breathing heavy. He was tired. That's when I passed. But like then I still have to force him to expose his back, and then I again have to him, which is. But
I don't think you'd need to branch off. I think just like one or two different like decisions at the very beginning, just to kind of get that little lead. But man, you were doing good. You know what I mean? Like you were kind of pummeling, making sure he backsteps, making him work, making him like have to push the frame. And I mean, his framing was really good. He was able to,
another thing he did really well was from what I felt in our match, like I could tell like he knew, it doesn't take a lot of watching me compete to see that I like to chase the back off of leg entanglements, right? So he was doing a very good job at not hanging onto my leg for too long. So like he would sort of go outside Ashy, dig for my heel. I would hide my heel and start to expose his back. And then immediately he would bail. He would bail way faster than I thought. I thought he would kind of trying to hold on a little longer. And that's when I sort of do well at taking the back when guys sort of overcommit to a leg entanglement. But
I noticed the same
he was
thing.
Doing a good job at sort of keeping me immediately like at the end of his feet, not letting me get too deep.
He's doing a good job of attempting that K guard, trap to K guard entry, and then when you start to turn, then he would bail. That's very smart because usually when people overextend and kind of hold on to whatever entanglement, that's when you can take the back. Because
they're like trying to keep the knee in, and they're like, oh, I could maybe invert through it, and then you chase the back, and that's when they overcommit.
And when I faced him, actually, I tried to take the back a couple of times off the bowling. Like
you were really hitting those a lot.
I was trying, but like I feel like it was like more than a year ago, so it feels like obviously he improved his game, and he probably watched you and taped you before, and obviously like people know that if you're on the back, you're dangerous, and you kind of showed it in the overtime. You finished him really really quick. So
Well, I mean, listen, Andrew Alexander is like is. I mean, I don't know him personally, but on social media, I can always see him like staying up to date to whatever is happening. I see him compete pretty often.
He trains consistently. He trains smart. He drills nice.
He's active.
Techniques. He's active.
The radar, definitely flying under the radar, but he's legit. He's a pretty tough.
Yeah, he's a coach too, so he has students and shit like that. So he has to like keep that
his training around
himself game up to date. Yeah.
No, you see that
match with Jordan Hawley coming up. That's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. Did you try to get that match?
Yeah, I tried to get a couple matches, and it didn't seem like they were. I don't know. They just weren't happy with my performance. I don't know. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. They're Andrew Alexander's local, so it probably makes more sense to get him on the card for like logistics, like flight costs, whatever. Holly, I don't know where Holly's from really, but Texas. So next time.
Okay.
All good. Okay. Yeah. We'll see. And I think they have another card in June, mid-June. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I'll get another match there.
Jordan Hawley and Andrew Alexander is an interesting match. They're both pretty good at the leg entanglement game. And
good leg lockers, yeah.
Yeah, I'm interested.
I didn't see that.
I'm interested to see like the counter leg locking, and if I had to pick one, I think I'd pick Andrew Alexander, like with the leg lock.
Over Holly, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, people don't know he beat Joe Bays, I think, about 2 years ago, and like broke his foot like off a leg lock.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Joe
yeah,
Bays was there too. Yeah,
Andrew.
actually at SCG.
yeah. He like. Man, I'm telling you, man. People don't know him, but he's pretty legit.
Yeah, he is. He is actually. Well, I mean, I mean, like I said, it's a year ago, but when I rolled with him, it took me a long time to figure him out. Like, it was basically attrition. You know, it's something that I think I was telling Ethan when you asked me, like, oh, I'm fighting Andrew Alexander, and I was like, oh, I fought him before, and in my opinion, like, I was like, oh, you're gonna like, because Ethan has that pace, you know, that you keep, and you kind of kill a lot of people with your pace. Because you're like
the longer matches go usually.
Yeah, so I was like, if it's 10 minutes, and I didn't know it was 5 minutes. 10 minutes, I was like, oh yeah, he's gonna fade away, you know, just because of that. And you could see, like you said, the 4th minute. I think you got some
around the 4 minutes,
end, right?
Yeah. I passed his guard at the end with like I think 45 seconds left or something, but yeah, final fuck. But
then when the bell rang, I saw your face on the stream. You were so mad.
I'm like, dude, it was so fast. You know, you watch a match and it goes by in 5 minutes. You're like, okay, 5 minutes. I can work in that time. And then you're in the match and you shake hands and you go. And before you know it, there's like 10 seconds left. You're like, what just happened?
Yeah,
just flies by. Yeah.
So yeah, go ahead, Taz.
Now maybe. I'm very curious to hear about what was going on after the Vinny and Craig match.
Oh man.
So
okay.
Did you see the match live too? You were there, yeah?
Yeah. I was there. Oh my god. Okay, so me and Craig are like warming up, and you know we're like going over tactics and what we think Vinny's gonna do, and you know obviously he's not gonna tap. Like it was pretty obvious. Thinking about it, you know, before that he wasn't going to tap to leg locks because, you know, the whole hashtag leg locks don't work. And he's like, you know, there's like an ego thing around it and you don't want to tap the leg lock. So you're like, if there's one leg lock that's going to break more like decisively, it's an inverted heel hook over and outside. I feel like that would do more devastation.
And just to add up to that, I should say from a kind of a 50-50 position, because there's no turning escape. You know, you can't just alleviate the pressure by turning, because you go belly down and you just really break.
Just bridge into. Oh my god! So he goes into the match. Craig like immediately catches his heel. He inverts. He digs, catches the heel, goes 50-50, and we all saw the match and like Craig's post. It's just so brutal. It sounded like you took like a bunch of dry sticks and just snapped them like next to a microphone.
Oh, Val felt that.
What's
I
that?
didn't hear this watching the match, but I almost threw up just from the visuals. But now you're bringing in the sound aspect. Oh my god.
Oh yeah, it was not pretty, man. You know, turn this light on. It's getting.
What was? Yeah, me too. I'm gonna turn the light on. I feel like I'm invisible. You know,
it's getting too romantic.
Light up a candle, please.
Yeah, scented candle.
So yeah, the first heel hook just broke him.
So the first heel hook broke. It was a spiral fracture of his fibia, I think.
Yeah.
Which is the smaller one, the fibia or the tibia?
Fibula, I think.
Fibia. Whichever one the smaller one is, it spiral fracture of that one. So
damn. Oh, there's broken bone. Damn.
Oh, wait, it gets worse. So you hear it. It snaps very obviously. And Craig's like still like bridging into it like a psychopath.
And I was like, this guy.
He was bridging, like his face is ready. He's like, dude, it was literally like that. Like Craig's like flexing, like bridging into this guy's ankle. It's breaking already. Like there's nothing left to break.
That's insane.
And then midway through the first exchange, Vinny catches Craig's ankle. So Craig, he's like, get the fuck off me. He bails. And then Craig looks at him and Vinny's just like stoic, like straight face, just no emotion, like nothing happened.
Robot,
he's literally a robot, yeah. And so
insane.
Craig,
I don't understand that. Like
doesn't make sense. I'd freak out. So Craig's like, you know, Jesus Christ. Like that's when he says something to him like holy shit or like wow, something like to give him props. and then they go at it again, and then like another 45 seconds, a minute goes by, and then Craig digs cross Ashy this time.
Same leg.
And you know when you dig for a heel and the foot is like stopping you to catch the heel, there was zero resistance. He just dug, and his foot just like flopped to where it like needed to go. There was no resistance. Yeah.
It just like, dangled there.
Dangled. Yeah. It was like hanging by the skin. Oh. So he catches the heel and then again bridges, like explosively bridging into this guy's ankle.
Man,
and
believe it, bro.
Craig said he saw the bone poking his skin, not breaking the skin, but poking the skin, like as if like this is like that,
skin?
Like that.
Yeah,
he's the skin. Yeah. Okay. Here you go, just so you have a visual.
Oh my God.
And then he says something like, Craig says something along the lines of like, "Holy shit, are you gonna keep going?" And Vinny goes to the ref, "How much time is left?" And the ref answers something like, "You're 4 minutes in," or something like that. And then Vinny goes, "All right," like he waves it off, and the ref just stops it or something. And yeah, immediately like the feed ends, and like I sort of go closer to the cage. His ankle was like dark purple, dark blue, swollen. Like, you know how your calf is like the fat part of your shin? It was the skinny part of his. It was now his ankle was the fat part of his shin. It was like it was so disgusting.
Oh man!
And like you would look away and like talk to someone and say, "Holy shit, crazy match!" And you look back, and his ankle was more swollen, like it was inflating like a balloon. Wow. I don't know what else to say about this. It was disgusting.
Was he he wasn't walking, obviously. He wasn't able to walk.
He was like just sort of hopping on it, but like yeah.
I was surprised during the match after the first attack. He stood up. I think he was like standing kind of firmly.
He stood on it. Yeah, I was shocked as well. I'm like, this guy just stood up after that first explosive break. This guy's standing. I'm like, well, this guy's a robot.
Weight was on the other leg though. Like
his weight was like for sure.
So well though. Like he faked so well. Obviously he's in pain, man. His foot just broke. You can't tell me this guy wasn't in pain, man. From that kind
for sure. There's something. Yeah,
dude. I just
you
don't
get
know
adrenaline in the match, but like
I feel like the adrenaline went down on this after the second break, and he was like, "All right, fuck this shit."
Yep.
Like
that's
you can't like
Craig was literally that kind of separate his foot from his body.
You would take it home. Yeah, exactly.
You would, yeah.
That's nasty, man. That's really nasty. And I honestly just wanna, if anybody's listening here thinking this is like cool to take a pop, it's terrible. Don't do it.
Pretty cool, bro.
It's not a good defense. Tap right away if you're in training and competition. Same thing, man. Like
let it snap.
No, don't let it snap.
Especially like you get in a bad position, like an inverted from 50-50 or something like
it's done.
That. Like just
he got there easily, man.
Like, live another day, man.
Vinny's like, oh, leg locks don't work. But what about like the entries? How about you defend that before? Like, I don't know, man. Like
I think he really didn't respect the position, like 50-50, and Craig caught the heel immediately. Usually like you go 50-50 and there's a battle there. There's like you know.
Honestly, I think he's clueless of what happened in 50-50. He thinks he can go like belly down, like from the saddle, like cross ashy, and then because he has flexible ankle. You could like he showed that before in the video. Like his foot can go like halfway like to the side, you know. But the thing is, like from 50-50, no, you can't rely on that.
There's so much
like
room
someone's gonna break
bridge.
You. Yeah,
like
exactly.
There's so much more room. You can't. His foot was backwards. His big toe went all the way to the outside, like, and was pointing like back to the inside. Like, you can't.
What did Craig told you anything about it? Did you like ask him how he felt, or like?
Pretty much what I told you. Like he felt. He was like, "What the fuck is this guy thinking? Letting me do this and not tapping?" Like it's like you guys said, like you're so dead to rights when you have an inverted from 50-50, your belly down. Like you got to tap, man. There's no
Game over.
Yeah, there's no like machoing your way out of that. You're something's gonna break. The reason his knee didn't break was because Craig was so far behind his leg. He was actually bridging into the back of Vinny's knee. Because Vinny's ankles are so flexible, the pressure didn't go up the shin to the knee. It just
That's crazy.
twisted his ankle until it snapped.
That's insane. That's
Still
insane.
Yeah.
complete break.
Insane.
And
Yeah.
you know what? I was watching yesterday. Flow Grappling released Paulo Miao and Ty. What's Ty? Yeah.
Yeah,
That
Ty.
one, man, that one too, bro. Paulo's knees like that.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
that shit hurts. Like it's
Yeah.
not cool, man.
He was limping.
Yeah,
For
he
sure.
was icing his knee in the back room there in the warm-up mats.
I mean, yeah, it's ADCC. It's the like the end of the match basically, but still, like I couldn't let my knee go like backward like that. I would tap obviously, but
Oh,
how tough these guys are. Like holy shit.
Too much for their own good, man. I think.
Yeah.
well,
exactly.
it definitely for Vinny's sake, like it, all the leg locks don't work like that. That's like a burden to carry. Like you better back that up. So like if you're walking around saying leg locks don't work, fuck,
And
man,
you get
someone
broken.
catches you in a leg lock. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
You better make
He
sure they
set
don't work
himself
on
up.
you specifically.
He's setting himself up, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, his match at ACB, like the inverted Gordon had, he says leg locks don't work, but it was just a different position. He had Gordon stacked. He had the inverted, but he was stacked. And when you're stacked, you can't hit pin. When you can't hit pin, you can't get a good break. So it's a complete different position for him to kind of like try to back up the leg locks don't work hashtag at that moment was not a good idea because it was not the same position. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like Vinny's hips were nowhere in, like they were not in a good position to put any weight on Craig. Like Craig bridged and Vinny sort of went forward, giving Craig all the room in the world with the heel already caught, belly down, just to bridge uncontrollably into. Oh my God! Even saying it is just disgusting. It's like
you just cannot stack someone from like belly down 50-50 or that kind of leg entanglement. No, you're stuck.
You can't. Like, if they have your heel, you're stuck. Like you said, man. There's no.
I mean, it's usually like the thing with leg locks. It's usually like when you watch people that are getting caught with leg locks easily. What usually happens is once they wait a bit too long to start to defend, and when they defend, they do the wrong defense, which is trying to run away. And then usually when they run away, that's when they get the inverted. So Vinny is late in his defense against Gordon, but instead of running away, stacks, which is the smart thing to do. But against Craig, that didn't really work because he was already down on his hip and couldn't get up and stack, like you guys mentioned, right?
Brutal.
Yeah, I mean, leg locks, you're either all the way in or all the way out. Either you stay in the pocket, grip fight.
Yeah, and you counter grip fight. Yeah.
Or you
kick their ass and get the hell out of there.
Prevent the entry. Just don't let them enter the leg.
Stuff the entry, yeah.
Yeah. One really good style that, it felt right to work on it during ADCC camp. Like we were talking about ADCC camp earlier, is like all the half guard, pressure passing, near side underhooks. Mm-hmm. All these things. I think that's a good style to develop if you're trying to really negate people from getting underneath you.
If you want leg locks to not work, then
you don't let them
don't make that work.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So Ethan, how's been your training schedule? Like, you guys train once, twice a day, or do you lift? What's the plan right now?
So it's pretty much once a day, every day at the same time, and the sessions are like much longer.
Okay.
Because it's just we get there and we talk shit. You guys know how it is.
Oh man, I fucking missed that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I missed
that.
We talk
shit for an hour. Then we train for I'd say I don't know 2 hours maybe, and then talk shit for another 5 hours, and then.
That's amazing, man. I fucking missed that.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Dude, these are basically you remember when you did the ADCC camp 2017 when
this is an ADCC camp.
Weekend sessions. This is that every day.
This is man. Every day, exactly. Yeah.
Oh, dude, those are sick. Those are sick, man. The sickest.
It's good.
Have
It's
you been
really, really satisfying to be like training this consistent. I just feel like a robot right now. I'm like, have not like we chill all day other than training, and we just train at the same. Like I don't even know what day it is anymore. I just know what time we train. It's every day is just another day, and is it 12:30 or not? And we train at 12:30. It's just every day is just like, are we close to 12:30? No, I have time to do this. Or
Dude,
all
we
right, I
train at
gotta
the
get
exact
ready.
same time too, man. I'm like when I was like doing my set, I'm like I'm gonna do it as if it was Henzo's minus the 7:30 a.m. sessions, right?
Yeah, fuck that.
Of
shit.
course. Fuck that. 12:30 it is, man. Way better.
12:30. Yeah.
Yeah. And have you been like doing some conditioning, or you guys are more chilling at night, or?
Yeah, definitely. So we've been trying to order like a weight setup for the house, but
Like a rack? Everything's sold
rack.
out.
Everything is sold out. Everything's on back order. You can't get a 45-pound plate right now. It's insane. Everyone's ordering that shit. It's crazy. If you go and you try and order something, you will have trouble. For those listeners out there,
Dude, I was trying to get a rack maybe for like
forget it.
because I have everything to
take you,
deadlift and
5
shit like that.
months to get it.
Yeah, but I wanted to do like some like heavy back squat and shit like that, and have a rack, and everything's back ordered, man.
It's insane.
Dude, you know what Luca and I did? We have
bench press each other.
No, better than that. You know, we have the kettlebells, right? And we have a barbell, but we don't have weights. The weights were
You
so
hang the kettlebell on the barbell.
we put the kettlebells on the barbell. We have the thing
That's
to
good.
lock it up. And then, bro, we're able to do squats. But man, you gotta get ingenuity, man. You get me?
Stability, so they don't fucking wobble.
Really, actually challenging. You gotta like balance
Yeah.
the weight, go up and
Yeah,
down.
That is cool.
Yeah,
Good
You
man.
weight.
like hang buckets of water on them or something, you know? Make it
You
heavier.
could do that. Buckets of rice. I think you could do that.
Buckets of rice.
And you know
One
what?
on
else
your
is
head.
good. Like one thing I really needed. Like I started to feel my legs. Like, oh, dude, they're starting to freak out. I really, the hip extension machine. We went to the park, and then what we did basically is we laid belly down on the table, and then we just brought our hips to the line, like the border, and then we just hold each other's ankles. Dude,
Yeah.
you gotta get creative, man, because
Improvise.
honestly, I can't train jiu-jitsu and not like do conditioning. My legs are gonna just be too shot.
My legs are shut. Oh man, Big Gord. Big Gord's
How is it living with him?
The life
Oh,
with
man.
the sword. Give me a Klondike bar, Ethan.
he is one of a kind. So this is his schedule. Right now he is in the basement blasting some TV show.
It's exactly the way it was in Monroe County.
Exactly the same in Monroe when we would stay there. And every so often, like once every 2 days, maybe, he'll crawl up. He'll be like, hey, how's it going? What day is it? Did you take out the trash? Oh, all right. See you, bro. And
I'm
then,
gonna need you to walk the dog, Ethan.
yeah, he still thinks Carly's here. And then he'll go back downstairs and sleep for like 4 hours.
Oh man, he's the legend. This guy, man. Oh man, what a legend. Oh,
Yeah.
for real.
What else? Anytime
Yeah.
there's any people over and he starts hearing noise, then he is a party animal. He'll be like, I'm not going to sleep for like 3 days. He'll literally stay up indefinitely if there's people. If there's things going on, he'll outlast all of us. It's insane. But then he'll sleep for like a week straight.
Yeah.
He's like a battery.
He is.
He's like a battery that is always sort of low on energy until there's like something
time
to be
to go.
done.
So you
Time to
plug
go,
in
yeah.
something.
So you plug it in. Yeah. Oh man, he's hilarious.
What's your training schedule like? What you been doing?
Dude, so I've been training every day, pretty much jiu-jitsu with Donald. So around always in the afternoon, and like early morning when I get up, I do some weight training. Either like some days that are harder, like sprint, like kind of like under a time. It's been killing me though. Like some days I was like, oh, I can't do this before jiu-jitsu because I was fucking dead. But I figured it out. So it's always one session of lifting and one session of jiu-jitsu with situation every day. And rest of the time I just chill, eat a lot, try to go walk outside or cycle, and that's pretty much it.
How come you guys aren't training with each other?
So Taza had
like,
to
spreading it, or
no. So Taza had to move at the place because he was staying with his parents, right? So
Okay.
he had to move, and Luca had the spot for him. So because now he's staying with Luca, so it's easier. And
So
and
what?
And Donald is staying alone. Like he doesn't have anyone in his apartment. So it's like if he was staying here, it doesn't really change, you know.
Yeah.
So he's coming over, and I have the mats, and we figure it out.
Yeah. So why don't you four train together?
Space, man.
There's just not enough space.
I would be down. Though.
Listen, you got the puzzle mats yet or no?
No, I didn't. They're stuck in Syracuse.
Fuck.
What about yours? Because here's what I did. Tanya, you know Tanya, the chick that takes pictures.
Yeah.
She lives across the street from me. Like I see her literally.
Holy shit!
She has a bunch.
You guys should all train together.
She has a bunch of puzzle mats. But dude, I mean, the thing with that is what we need to do is we need to set up like literally different mat areas at the park, right? I mean, I think we could do it. If you have puzzle mats, man, I mean, we got mats that we can fold and take to the park and
easy to transport.
You don't need that much mat area, man. You think, you look at the mats, you're like, oh, I don't have enough. But when you roll, like imagine a packed gym, you know, like you don't take that much area. You know what I mean? You can still scramble and have good training. Yeah. So we need a lot less than we think. And I mean, listen, we can have, I'm down if you guys come to that park, Parc Laurier, whatever, man, we can set up the mats and just get after it. Scraps.
Do some situation.
You guys didn't get
the legal part is as well as a little dangerous. So the police can stop you from doing this. Gia, I'm not sure if you saw his message. So Gia wanted to organize like what was this?
Shadow wrestling.
Yeah, shadow wrestling. Yeah, in the park, but he canceled the whole thing
because of the legal part of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is, like, I feel like rolling, let's say, in a house, no one knows, you know, like me and Donald, you and Luca, no one really knows. But if you go in the park and you start like exchanging, and sometimes like at Laurier, there was like police officer like just watching people like going around when I was there, and they're just watching. And I feel like because Jiu-Jitsu is so close, they could like start fucking around, you know.
Yeah,
that's insane. They're really enforcing it. Then that's crazy, man.
Yeah, they walked up to Luca and I asked us if we lived in the same house. Actually, on
just gotta say yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah, we actually are living in the same house. So there's no rely. But you're right. If we're like a big group of 4, I mean, trust me, it's just me that really wants to start to train with a bunch of people.
I know, me too, man. I just want to train a different training partner too, for sure.
Man, my little brother has been like berate. He's like, tell them I want to train. I'm like, all right, I don't know what the situation is. He's like dying to train up there, man.
I know he's hitting me up.
Yeah, he's like, tell Theo I want to train with him. I'm like, all right.
I want to train with him, but the thing is, he stays at your parents, so it's kind of put a burden, you know, on me.
True, yeah.
There, yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, if they die, we're all fucked.
Yeah, you don't want to get there, you know. That's the only problem, you know, for me at the very least.
Yeah, he can't just live on his own.
What is he? Wait, but Liam has mats at the house, no?
Liam, no. He for a brief period he was training with one of our cousins. Like recently started doing jiu-jitsu. He's like a very, very beginner white belt, and Liam was just like beating him up every day. It was great. He loved it. But then I think like they were like worried about, you know, just him traveling back and forth. I don't know. Some people are like really, really worried about it. You know, they don't want anything to. I don't know. There's like extremes on both ends, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So he's just
we'll have to wait, man.
Shit. Yeah.
Dude, yeah.
Gotta wait it out for solo drills in the gym, bro.
Listen, but good for you guys for fucking keeping at it and training. I guess, you know, like if there's a positive part. I mean, I guess you guys are still like, you know, having cool sessions. I guess.
Yeah, for sure. The tricky part is competing, then. Like,
competing for now. I'm not even. Yeah, you're still lucky you're in the US, but for us, it makes no sense for now. I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just trying to improve, you know, like just try to like patch some holes that I had in my game and get better at some like new leg entanglement that Tazo showed me, and I've been practicing these a lot, and you know, it's I'm not losing my time at the end of the day. I'm getting a fitter athlete, better athlete in jiu-jitsu and outside of jiu-jitsu. So in my opinion, like if you turn it to positive, it's still good.
And it's still good.
And
Yeah, exactly.
like what's crazy is this weekend I started doing some online privates, like half an hour every private, and it's been working great, man. It's like
that stuff works.
It's cool.
Like your mental reps in your head is so, it's hard to like really, really accurately and precisely sort of walk them through what to do, especially if do you do it with a partner or you just talk?
Yeah, I had a partner, so it made it easier.
Yeah, that's a bit easier. But yeah, it's you have to be like super precise, and yeah, I did that a few times with Arturo. Actually, it was good.
From Costa Rica.
Yeah, Costa Rica. Yeah, he
nice.
It up. Me and
but you know
Placido.
what? I actually enjoyed it. Like I thought it was like the two guys were really that I did the private with, because they had a partner too. They were like really down to learn, and it was 30 minutes is the best format. It goes like in and out, and I didn't want to like advertise it at first because I was like, I don't know if I want to do it, and then they hit me up instead. So I was like,
perfect.
Okay, let's try. We'll see.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
I end up advertising it because it's like it's fun, and you keep in contact with other people, and you have to like force your way to work. Plus, we're all out of work. Jiu-Jitsu guys,
yeah,
so.
That's what I was about to say. Like everyone else is in the same situation. They're all dying to train too. So it's a good opportunity.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It's freaking Luca getting 2 privates a day, man. We film everything and we go over it. Lucky man.
Nice. You should start charging him, man.
Yeah. Wow. He's staying at his place. So.
Yeah, it's a fair exchange.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So you should get some like privates online. You could definitely do some like stuff like that.
I've been doing breakdowns here and there. People hit me up. It's more me. It's more people message me, and then I get back to them. And then if they have questions, they send me like a little video here and there.
That's cool. Like breakdowns.
Yeah, I'm working on something that should be I should be opening up pretty soon, and I'll be more like precise and clear about it maybe by next week about what it's gonna be. But I'm working on something. See where it's gonna lead me. Maybe it could give me some kind of sustainable income, and we'll see. Hopefully it works out.
All right, guys. Actually, I feel it's a good time to wrap it up because we've been on for an hour.
Oh yeah.
And, we've been over like a couple of things, especially like the submission underground. I wanted to hear that story so bad. And did you just get food, Ethan?
No, why?
No? Okay, I don't know. You like it seemed like it was your reaction when you get something. You were like, wow.
That one right there. That one.
No, I
miss you, man.
Yeah, dude, guys, I fucking miss you so much. Holy shit. Oh.
Yeah, bro. We'll be back soon.
Dude, I know. I thought I heard. I thought I heard Big Gord coming from the basement. I was like,
"Oh, that would have been amazing.
That would have been great. He would have made an appearance."
Yeah. So just
he hates.
Yeah, go ahead.
He hates him. He's like, Daza can't get out of the first round. He thinks in his brain you lose 100% of your matches. He thinks you just lose everything.
Man, I gotta keep Big Gord away from the venues where I compete. That's it. That's
the only thing you can do. He's gonna corner the other guy. That's how much he hates you, bro.
Get his back. Take his back. Kick his ass. He's a weak Canadian.
I could see that.
Yeah,
Big Gord, amazing man.
Big legend.
So yeah, as I was saying, like we've been on for an hour. It was good to have you, Ethan, man. I was like dying not to get you on the podcast, but we have a chat too. So
good to catch
hopefully
up,
your
man.
training goes well, and and we'll catch up like sooner than later. So thanks for coming on. You'll be able to log off. We're gonna do our like the little sponsor thing, so you don't have to go through it.
I'd like to thank my sponsors, Nike, Gatorade, and
if you have somebody to plug in, like
everything,
except for Nike.
Yeah. Actually, if you have people to plug in before we Jiu-Jitsu.
Yeah. There we go. Fresh drip,
baby.
Fresh
drip. Too hot in this house to wear anything anyway, so
perfect.
That's about it.
Thanks a lot.
Yes,
all right,
thank you guys.
Okay, nice catching up with you, man. We'll see you soon.
All right,
yes,
get out.
All right, bye.
All right, man. That was fun. Um,
Gym.
yeah, he was using an account. I think he made for a podcast for Jordan of South Spectrum. He doesn't even have his
that's
own
Ethan
account.
in a nutshell, man. Ethan in a nutshell, right there.
Yeah,
Ethan in a nutshell, right there. Hey, can I borrow your Skype account for a podcast?
That's basically it.
That's it.
So amazing.
Funny,
Oh,
dude.
shall we transition?
Transition. Get it. Set
All
it
right.
up.
So yeah, I'll start. I'll start with Roll Forever today. We start with them. All right. Me and Taz are wearing the drip. Betty from Virginia. The company started in North Carolina. Now she's from Virginia. It's for masters, just like Val, but that trains an adult and kills some adults. But it's for everybody. Basically, the mission is bringing jiu-jitsu to people so they're able to roll forever. It says it basically. So you can train no matter what. Betty has been training for a while, and she's been sponsoring myself and other athletes, Taz, a lot of guys, so we can make it to big comps. Thank you again, Betty, per usual. Next up, Mizu Studio. All right, Val, behind the studio. Mizu is the gym owned by Val. Best jiu-jitsu, cleanest jiu-jitsu too in Montreal. All right, so hopefully back on the mat soon, but one thing at a time, right? Whatever the government and the experts says, but we'll be back soon for these crazy open mat on Wednesday. I cannot wait, man.
Can't wait.
Imagine the first one. Yeah, Val, just imagine the first open mat you're gonna do like that. We're allowed to train normal. You're gonna have to stack people on people, like just it's gonna be so full, man.
Floors.
I think it's one of the things I miss the most, like the Wednesdays.
Oh yeah, Wednesday night was always sick, crazy, and wet.
Could you add a floor? Like if you know like where the crash mat is, if you build stairs, you like build an extra floor with mats. You don't think you'd be able to do that?
Yeah, probably.
I think it would be easier to afford another gym bigger at that point, you know.
I don't know the cost, man. I'm no construction expert.
Considering that the open mat is free and open, it's not gonna be a good investment.
Just start charging people like $60 every open mat. You're gonna have your floor, man.
For the
Then
free
they
open
have
mat.
You just stack, yeah. It's not really open mat. Who do we have next? Scramble Canada, right? The boutique is still running online. There's still some sick drip you can get, especially sweatpants and sweatshirt during that quarantine life. Good gear. So you can go on either website if you want to save money. Our codes are going to be up on the screen somewhere. And then we have Physiomentum, best physio in Montreal. You can hit Tom, Guillaume, Jared, everyone at Physiomentum. They're still running, and they have over Skype, over internet physio. So if you tweak something training or running, because everybody's running now, everybody's a runner. So if that should happen, you can always hit them up. They will help you. Am I forgetting?
Running,
yeah, go ahead.
Speaking of running, I'm hearing like from a couple of friends like their knees starting to hurt from running, hips starting to hurt. So what happens when you don't combine it and you don't complement your running with weight training or some kind of activation or something to keep your muscles firing properly, strong and safe. So yeah, definitely highly recommend like going over a session. It's not like an hour long where you have to talk to the physio and tell them about your life. It's like 15 minutes. What's the problem? Here's what we do. Boom, 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 boom. And you're off. That's it. In and out.
Even if you want to learn some exercises and stuff like that, let's say you got yourself kettlebells and shit like that, and you want to, like, they have trainers, they're amazing for it. So you can hit them up no matter what. I think last we have a Patreon that's on. I had some messages about like, if we subscribe to the Patreon, are we getting like, a tiers work? Like if you pay a certain amount. For now, guys, just so everybody knows, it's only donation based. If you for us, if you want to support, you can subscribe, like share it, comment, like try to give us feedback, send us some questions. That's the best way. And if by any chance you want to like do some donation, we have a Patreon that's on. We got to sit together and talk about what we want to do with it. But for now, it's really just if you want to support the podcast and you have a bit of extra money, go ahead. If not, it doesn't matter. Just listen to us. I've been having feedback from people, and it's been amazing. So all we want you guys to do is to be there on Wednesday and listen to us or hate us. It doesn't matter.
They're
I
both
think
good.
that's pretty much it, right?
I think we've covered it pretty much. Valerio, anything to add?
Nothing to add. Everything's
Oh,
covered.
Steve.
Yeah.
All is good, guys. To the fellow
All right,
listeners,
guys.
Thanks a lot.
Safe.
thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Hey.
Safe in it.